It's the kind of shit that irritates the living shit out of me. It never goes smooth, ever. Talk to me, Goose. What is up, y'all? Goose here, and today I'm going to install this Trask Assault Charge high flow air cleaner on my 2025 Harley Davidson Breakout. This is the first episode of a full stage 1 upgrade. Next week I'll be doing the pipes. The following week I'll be doing the tuner. So stick around and let's get started on this. First step is to take the old air cleaner off. So let's do that. So yeah, that was pretty easy, just to take it off. You open the front cover, and then you take this bolt out, you pull the actual air cleaner, the filter out, take that bolt out there, and then you take these two Torx screws that are in here, take those out, and then it comes right off, and pop this little hose out. And now that I got this off, go ahead and get a wet rag and clean up some of this because I never get to access this area. Cleaned off the air intake area over there, and then now it says to take this apart. Just for the record, the instructions that came with this thing suck, so I watched a video to give me better instructions. I'll link that video in here. Oh no, they don't. So you're supposed to take this apart. Pops out. Apparently this is magnetic. There we go. So essentially what you're going to do is this part goes on the inside. You're going to put the gasket in here and you're going to attach it just like that. You're supposed to use red Loctite on these ones here, on those two, and then blue on here. But before I do that, I need to attach the breather to connection here. Alright, so I took this bracket here, and it comes with two pieces for your air hose. This odd shaped piece screws into the bracket itself, and then this longer piece screws into the this angled piece here. Just keep in mind this angled piece that goes into the bracket, it gets pretty tight, and so I used a 1/2 inch wrench to tighten it. Kind of scuffs up a little bit, so just be careful. Screw this one in tight with a 7/16 inch wrench, and then you're going to take the O-ring. You got two O-rings. One's going to go in the bracket here, and the other is going to go on the back base plate. And now I'm going to put this on the bike. So I put red Loctite on these bolts here, as you see. Make sure your gasket is in here good, and you're going to bring it up. Plug in your air hose. Bamsis. Then I'm going to bring these up. Hand tighten these. If you notice it gets a little too tight, I don't have a thread cleaner that you run in there first. So if you notice it gets a little too tight, just back it out and then a little bit and then go back again, and it'll kind of clean out some of that gunk that's in there. Ideally you should have a thread chaser for this, but if you don't, once it gets a little tighter than comfortable, back out a little bit and then continue, and that'll clear it out. You won't have any issues like that. Okay. Next you're going to take your blue Loctite. Got 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. And put those buggers in. Oh my goodness, of course. These aren't long enough, are they? Well, as you can see, this is too thick to fit all the way in. So I can't even screw it down, so I need to go get longer ones. Jeez Louise. I just went and bought some bread. It's the kind of shit that irritates the living shit out of me. It never goes smooth, ever. So I gotta go back to the store. Wonderful.
One eternity later.
Alright, I am back and quite irritated because I couldn't find a socket, so I won't be able to torque it. I'm just gonna have to go by hand. I have spent way too much time on this, but the good news is that I have the ability to do this, so it's a blessing. Alright, so these are supposed to be 28 foot-pounds. Okay, these ones I'm not going to be able to torque down, so I just did those hand tight. Now I'm going to put this base plate on here, just like this. And these 3 screws that go here are going to be blue Loctite, and they're going to be 10 foot-pounds. Alright, Dunskies there. Alright, they're going to pop this thing right in there. It's magnetized. Wipe it down. Wipe it down. You're going to pop this bad boy in there. Make sure the seam is at the bottom. Align it right here. Pop her in. Just like that. And you just put it back on. You want to make sure the Trask logo is showing. Make sure you don't get any fingerprints on there. Outside's not so bad. You can just wipe it. It's the inside that you don't want to get. Okay, she's screwed in. Easy. Okay, these little fuckers are 9/64 for the record. I feel like I just did a bunch of cocaine, and I never done that before. For the record, and that only took me 20 million hours. This thing took me way longer than it should have. Now we're talking. Yes, sir. All right, we are finally done with this shit. I can't believe it took me as long as it did. It should have not taken anywhere near that long, but hey, it is what it is. Look how awesome that looks, man. That looks so sick, dude. So much better. Hell yeah. But thanks for joining me today, guys. I appreciate it as I installed this Trask air cleaner. It looks really cool. For some reason, it just looks like, when I look into it, it feels like I'm looking into like some kind of multiverse contraption or something. I love the way it looks. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up and stick around for next week when I put on my new Freedom exhaust system and we'll crank her up and see how she sounds. Peace.